Hello everybody. So today I want to show you how to do about bisection method in here. Before we calculate this one, we need to calculate how many times to get the accurate within about 10 to the power of negative number 5. So we have b minus 8 over 2 to the power of n. Because the range, we keep the first one, and now we need to divide how many times of number 2 because this is about the average with the n times in here should be smaller than 10 to the power of negative number 5. So in this one, I will put on the right, and this one that is about 1 over 10 to the power of 5. So I will put this one go to the left. Next, we put the natural log for the both sides. So for this one, we have the formula in here. Now, we need to transform this one into this one. Later that, we divide both sides by Ln number 2. So, for question number 1, we have the interval from number 1 to number 2. So we put number 2 go in here, number 1 go in here. You calculate this one, and we have 16.6. That means we have at least 7 trials in here. And if we put number 4 and number 2 go in here, so you calculate on the calculator, we have 17.6. That means at least 18 trials. So for question number 1, we have this function in here. And we have the interval in here. So to calculate about the bisection, I will draw the diagram to illustrate in here. Let's say we have the curve. They go like this. We have the solution in here, but we cannot find this one. However, we have the interval from here to here. So let's say we have number 1 and number 2. After we put this one go inside the function. For example, at number 1, we have this value here. You got the positive number. And we put number 2 go inside the function. You got the negative number in here. That means the solution should be at least one solution between number 1 and number 2, so that you can get this one. And in this case, we have 1 plus 2 divided by 2. You got about 3 over 2. And that is about the middle number in here. So if we have 3 over 2, and we need to compare the length of this one, that means the value, which one is smaller than or bigger than. So let's say if you got 3 over 2 in here, this number at 3 over 2 is bigger than this number in this location in here. So we need to select about this interval in here. And now we continue this one. So that should be the new interval from number 1 to 3 over 2. And after we calculate and we got another number in here. So because this number in here is smaller than this value in here, so we select about this interval and we just continue do it until you reach the final solution in here. Because we need to make sure that the value gets smaller and smaller reach to number 0. We need to reach near to number 0 and you got the value at the end. Now we put into the function f1, f2, and the next one f of 1 plus 2 over number 2. So we put number 1 go in here, number 2 go in here, and this number go in here. And this one we have number 1. So we put number 2 go in here. And this one you got about negative 0.69315. So 1 plus 2 over number 2, that is about 3 over 2. So we put 3 over 2 go to this one and we have negative 0.155465. So this one is about positive. This one that is about negative. So that means from the interval from 1 to 2, we have at least one solution in here. And because this one is bigger than this one, that means this one is closer to number 0. So we select about the new interval. So that should be from number 1 to 3 over 2. And the middle numbers in here, that should be about 3 over 2 plus 1 over number 2. So we calculate and that is about 1.25. So we have f1 and this one. So we put 1.25 go to this one in here. So this one we calculate and you got about 0.33936. We see that this one is positive, this one is negative, and that means we have at least one solution within from number 1 to 3 over 2. But 1.25, this number is closer to number 0 compared to number 1 in here. So that means we select about this number in here, and now we have the new interval that is about 1.25. So we keep going like this. So the middle numbers in here. So we have 3 over 2 plus 1.25 divided by 2. And that is about 1.375. And we put this number go to this one. And we have 0.7217. So we compare this one and this number in here. 0.3. So this number in here is smaller than this number in here. So we need to select about this one. So from this point, we can use about the S cell in here. So the first thing we put about 8. B. And the next one that is about the midpoint, so we put about C in here. So we have FA, FB, FC. So 8 we have number 1, B we have number 2, C that is about the midpoint, so we have 2 plus 1. So we put this one plus this one over number 2. Now about 8, that means we put the number go in here. So we have the function. Now we do similar for B and C in here. So if we look carefully to answer about the table in here, we need to know we can use about the if function. So this one multiply by this one. If this one is greater than or equals to number 0, we can select about the value in here. If not, we select about this one, because if this one they are the positive, that means they have the same value of 8 in here. So we need to select the small one in the positive side. Now in this one, if this one multiplied by this one, because they have the same negative, we have the positive side. So that means they always smaller than, they always closer than to number 0. So they will select about the value of C. So that is about C in here. If not, we have this one. And you got about this one in here. The value of this one is similar to the formula in here. So we need to try at least 17. So I will put about n in here. And now I will copy the formula, go down here. So I need to copy this one. I forget number 2 here, sorry. So this is correct right now. So from here, and this is the correct one, sorry about that. Now after we calculate this one, we can see that we have approximate the value in here. So the question that is about 10 to the power of negative number 5. So that means there should be at least correct 5-digit number. So if we count in here, we can see that this value they so closer and closer, about 1.41239. And this is the answer we need to write here, 1.41239. And this is for this one. And now we go to similar for number 2 and number 4 in here. I need to change this one and copy. So I will put about number 2 and number 4 in here. So we put number 2 go in here. And you got this number in here. And number 4, we put number 4 go in here. We have 2.6137 is about greater than number 0. And the middle number that's about number 3. So we put number 3 go to this one. And that is about negative 0.0986. This is about negative number in here. So that means we have at least one solution between number 2 and number 4, but this number is closer than number 0 compared to this one. So we need to select about number 3 in here. So the middle number in here, that is about 3.5. So we compare three numbers in here. So number 3, that is this number we just calculate. And this is about negative. Number 4, we just calculate in here. That is about positive. So we put 3.5 go to the function in here. And we got about 0.99723. So this number in here is closer to number 0 in here. So we select about the new one. That is about 3 and 3.5. The middle number in here, that is about 3.25. So we put number 3 in here, 3.5 and 3.25 in here. So number 3, that is about this one. 3.5, that's about this one. And this number in here, we have, and this number that is about positive. So we compare this one and this one, we can see that this one is closer to number 0. So we select about 3.25. So now from this point we can use the Excel in here. So I will just put number 2 and number 4 in here. Then we change all of them. And this is the table we need to try at least 18 trials in here. So we put a little bit go down. So we put this one go down in here. And we can see that we need to select about this number that is about 3.05710. And we need to browse up to number 1. So we can select these two numbers in here. But we need to select about the middle number. And that is about this number in here. Now for this one, we have this one in here. So we use the formula on the top one. So we have B 0.58 number 0 in here. So you calculate this one. We have 15.6. That means we need to try at least 16 trials. So the next one from 0.5 and number 1, you got the same value because they have the same range. Because 1 minus 0.5 equals to 0.5 minus number 0. So for the first one, we have from 0 to numbers 1.5. Oh, sorry, 0.5. So we have the function in here. So I will put this one to number 0 and this one for 0.5. The middle number in here, that is about 0.25. So we put f of 0.25 go in here. And we put this one go to this one. So we have number 1. The next one we have negative 1 over 2. The next one we have 5 minus number 4 with the square root of number 2 over number 4 in here. So this one we have positive, this one we have negative, and this one we have negative. So we compare this one and this one. So this number in here is closer than to number 0 compared to this number in here. So we select about this one. So this one, the middle number in here, that is about 0.125 in here. So we put this one go in here, and this one we change for 0.25, and we have this number in here. So we put this number go to this one, and we got about 0.359. This is about positive. So this number in here is closer than to number 0 compared to number 1. So we need to select this number in here. So you calculate this one, we have 0.0625. So we put this number go to the function go in here. Oh, sorry, wrong. I select the wrong number. This one. So this one in here, that is about 0.1875. So we put this number go to the function in here. So we have this one and this one. So we put this one go in here. So we have 0.07636. So when we compare two numbers together, we see that this one is closer. So from this point, we can use the S cell in here. So we have 0 and 0.5. The middle number in here, that is about this one plus this one divided by 2. So the value of the function. So we put this one on here. So we have this one plus 1 minus number 2 sine of b. And we have the value like this multiplied by the value in here. So, oh, I forget this one. So you got like this. Now we go down like this. Next, we use the same formula if. So if this one multiplied by this one is greater than or equal to number 0, we select about the value C. If not, we select 8. Now we go similar this one. So this one multiplied by this one, you got the positive. So this one is positive, we select about C. If not, we select B. And we continue the formula in here. So we go down. We need to try at least 16 so that we can stop at this value in here. Now if we go to 0.5 and number 1, I just change the number in here. Then we go to change all of them and we select about this one in here. So the value of the first three numbers that should be like this. This is the end. Thank you for watching.